In an absolutely startling event, the Taliban have attacked a U.S. base, destroying 8 Harrier jets at a U.S. camp in the Helmand province. The Taliban attacked Camp Basin, the strategic point in the southwest of Afghanistan, on September 14th, causing over $200 million in damage, which is an astronomical amount, and is the single most destructive strike on a Western base in the entire war, according to U.S. military officials. Now, this attack killed 2 Marines and 9 coalition personnel were wounded. These 6 jets, cost between $23 million and $30 million, were destroyed. 15 insurgents dressed in U.S. Army uniforms had entered the base Friday night and began shooting and setting fire to parked Navy AV-8B Harrier jets. It's interesting because Camp Basin is one of the most well-protected bases in all of Afghanistan. Of the U.S. bases, it's troubling how they could get so far into such a heavily protected base and cause so much damage. It's just almost unbelievable that this was even carried out. The military is saying this is the single biggest loss for the Air Force since the Vietnam War. Not since the North Vietnamese were shooting down U.S. military aircraft during the Vietnam War has there been this kind of damage doled out to the Air Force. That's tremendously symbolic. This was, God, the guy who planned this Taliban operation is a genius. I'm almost tempted to think that there was like some kind of massive intelligence failure on the part of U.S. forces for this to be carried out, because it's just such an extreme event. It's almost unbelievable. But the fact that they were able to get into such a highly secured location and cause such an unbelievable amount of damage shows the tremendous boldness that the Taliban now does have. And I think when you combine this with all of what has been going on, that it seems like the Taliban feels that victory is highly possible, and that very soon they could be pushing U.S. forces out of the country. Whether or not that's true is yet to be determined, but it certainly would seem to indicate that they might be thinking along those lines, that victory over NATO and the United States is possible. But the real question is, how did these guys get into the base anyway?